Hi guys, welcome back to the channel of Behind Businesses. This is our third podcast. In our previous podcast, we talked about how fast fashion industry is harming the environment and how they are treating their workers. In this podcast, we want to take this forward and show you how much waste is generated by different industries.
We know how much pollution is happening in the world and how much is increasing, but do we know the larger picture of it? Do we know how it's actually impacting our health?
And we also want to show you some companies that are actually making wealth from waste. But before that, let us first understand how much waste is generated and how pollution can be harmful for us.
Do you know that in 2022 pollution hit all-time high, and most of this pollution actually comes from energy industries. It says that almost 30% of the greenhouse gases come from energy industry.
And when we were researching about industries or companies that are polluting the environment, we found out that most of these companies are energy industries. And then when we were researching about some companies that are making plastics, we found out that most of these companies are food or beverages brands like Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, Nestle or Unilever. And we then started to look at different sectors which are polluting the environment. So then after energy, as we already talked about, after energy comes transport, and transport is contributing to 20% of the carbon emissions. And then it is followed up by other sectors like agriculture, fashion and food retail. So these are also contributing highly to the environment.
Yeah, we know about these industries. We know how it's actually impacting, how it's polluting the earth. But let's talk about how the pollution is actually impacting the human health.
Yeah, and we have been hearing that a lot of pollution is generated or a lot of waste is generated. In fact, as I think in 2020, India ranked fifth in the world's worst air quality index with AQI as 151. But by seeing these numbers, people aren't actually aware of how much waste is generated or how it is impacting the human health. So I think let us talk about and show our audience the real data of how many how human health is affected and how many deaths are caused.
Yeah, so in the report that WHO has given, it actually stated that over 5 lakh deaths happen every year because of the water pollution. So 5 lakh deaths happen due to diarrheal. These 5 lakh deaths are diarrheal deaths, and because of the noise pollution, over 12,000 deaths happen every year, and over exposure to this noise pollution actually increases the rate of heart diseases.
Okay, and you talked about noise pollution and water pollution also, but do you know air pollution is one of the biggest killers of the world? In fact, in 2017, over 1.2 million people died because of air pollution, and it's contributing highly to the environment again. And so the average number, if you calculate it, the average number of deaths caused in a year just because of like pollution, overall pollution, it's around 90 lakhs per year.
And actually makes sense because we have come so far in air pollution that if it actually continues like that, it is predicted that by 2030 the air will be so poisonous that we have to wear masks to breathe a good air. And we actually see that now also in couple of places, like example Delhi.
Yeah.
People actually go to oxygen centers to get a good amount of oxygen.
Right.
So these actually happen even now also.
Yeah, but we have been talking a lot about pollution, environmental impacts, or the number of deaths. But let us move on to an interesting topic. And like in every video, we show other side of that topic. So I want to also tell you about other side of this story too.
Okay, what do you mean by other side? Do you say that in any way pollution actually is having a good effect in this world?
No, I'm not saying that pollution has a good effect or it has a positive impact on our health. But I'm saying that there are companies that are actually using waste to make wealth.
Okay, so they make business out of this waste.
Yeah, so to give you a few examples, there's Pentatonic, Nike, and Allbirds. So these companies are recycling waste to make their products, and Nike has partnered with the US national soccer team, and they are recycling plastic to make their products. So the yarn they use for their shirts, their shorts, their socks, all of this is made from recycled plastic, and it is said that it has saved 3 million plastic bottles, and it uses 16 plastic bottles to make one shirt. So it's recycling plastic to make their products, which is very interesting. And Nike also uses recycled polyester in many of its products. And the company I was talking about, Allbirds, it's a shoe company, and it makes its shoes from sheep wool, and it makes its laces from recycled bottles. And its packaging is also 90% recycled cardboard.
So you also talked about Pentatonic.
Yeah.
So what's their story about?
So Pentatonic is a European furniture company, and it makes all of its furniture from recycled waste. So the consumers are also considered in the product supply chain. So they are also recycling their own products to make new products,
Hmm.
and they use post-consumer trash to make these products.
When you're talking about these companies, something which I remember is that there's this company called Mysore Deep Perfumery Company.
Okay.
It's an Indian company where they make incense sticks out of flower waste. So they go across 25 temples, gurudwaras, and all, and they collect at least 230 tons every day, and they make
Okay.
these sticks.
Oh.
So they collect all this flower waste and use them to make these incense sticks,
Okay.
which are these agarbatti sticks.
Okay. So they collect these waste from temples and all, flower waste.
Yeah.
Okay, and this also reminds me that there are companies that are not just using plastic or flowers, as you said. There are companies who are using food waste to make their products. So I remember this company called Misfits Market, and this company has rescued, I think, over 170 million pounds of food waste in 2020 and exceeded this total in the first half of 2021. So there are other companies that are using food waste, plastic waste, or flower waste to make their products, and they're making wealth from it. And hopefully, like other companies, other industries also adapt these practices and aim towards making the world a better place for us to live.
I think today we gave a different dimension on pollution by not talking about how much pollution has happened, but
Yeah.
by talking about how much it is affecting humans and how many deaths are happening due to pollution. And I guess you also got a good information on different companies who are making waste and building a business and making money out of waste
Yeah.
and having a positive impact with the waste. And I guess that brings to the end of today's video. And it's a see you from us until the next video. See you. Bye bye.